This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Suspect charged in 2021 cop murder case. A suspect has been charged in relation to a double murder that occurred on Big Lane Central Village in St. Catherine on Wednesday, August 18, 2021. Charged with 2 counts of murder, conspiracy to murder, robbery with aggravation, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition, is 27-year-old Tevin Pasley, a chef of Swamp Road in Port Morant, St. Thomas. Those killed were 40-year-old Police Corporal Delwyn Jackson and a 43-year-old Kenmore Chandler, otherwise called a taxi operator, both of West Prospect District, Bogwalker, St. Catherine. Reports are that about 7:30 a.m., Pasley and his accomplices pounced upon Jackson and Chandler and opened gunfire, hitting them several times. Pasley and his accomplices then robbed Jackson of his service pistol and an undetermined sum of cash. A report was made to the police and the men were taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney, Pasley was charged on Friday, January 13. Pasley's accomplices are currently being sought by the police. Kingston Freeport terminal drug bust now valued at $9 billion. The police have revealed that the massive cocaine seizure made at the Kingston Freeport terminal on Saturday morning weighs in at 1,250 kilograms with an estimated street value of US $62 million or Jamaican $9 billion, up from the earlier estimation of 7.1 billion Jamaican dollars. A reliable police source told the news that the contraband was found concealed among the cargo of a vessel which arrived from Colombia on Friday. The drugs were found in 50 duffel bags, each suspected to contain 25 kilos, following a search of over 30 containers, the police source said. The source said the search, which began at 10 a.m. on Friday, was completed Saturday afternoon and is part of a joint operation among the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Narcotics Division, the Jamaica Defense Force, and the Jamaica Customs Agency. The search has concluded, but the police are still processing the scene, the source said. According to a JCF media release, representatives of the police and the Jamaica Customs have indicated that the operation on the port will continue for an extended period to ensure the integrity of items arriving at the port. Up to press time, police say no arrests were made in connection with the seizure. Special Education Center to be established in Santa Cruz. Special needs children in Santa Cruz and the surrounding areas in St. Elizabeth are to benefit from the establishment of a special education center. The undertaking is being facilitated through a partnership between the Ministry of Education and Youth and the Digicel Foundation for the renovation of the Santa Cruz Basic School to house the facility. The building will be refurbished to accommodate 3 classrooms, principal and administrative offices, assessment room, kitchen, storeroom, students and staff bathrooms, and ramp access. The ministry will provide furniture, staffing, additional sponsorship for an agricultural area on site, and any other items that may be necessary for the project. Addressing the signing ceremony at the ministry's National Heroes Circle offices on January 11, Portfolio Minister Favour Williams expressed gratitude for the partnership, noting that the government remains committed to ensuring that no child is left behind. We are particularly pleased for this added support in the area of special education, as we know that families in several areas in Jamaica need this kind of institutional support as they seek to provide an education for their children, she said. Williams noted that the Special Education Unit will work with the teaching and administrative staff of the Santa Cruz Special Education Center to ensure that the necessary learning opportunities are provided for the students. She commended the Digicel Foundation, noting that the entity's support to education over the years has assisted the government's vision to develop the nation's children to their fullest potential, regardless of their social and economic backgrounds. Senior Operations Manager, Digicel Foundation, Jodian McFarlane, informed that the center will accommodate 62 students across 3 classrooms and 1 multi-purpose area. This project is also expected to impact 804 students with special needs who reside in the parish of St. Elizabeth and have been identified as students in need of special education intervention and support, she said. McFarlane said the foundation believes that every child, regardless of his or her ability, has the opportunity and the right for optimal achievement. She highlighted that the foundation, in its 18 years of existence, has renovated 19 special needs schools, trained more than 746 teachers and parents in literacy and caregiving, thus benefiting more than 100,000 students. The Special Education Center will serve as a transitional program for students 6 to 16 years old with mild to severe intellectual and developmental disabilities. The agreement includes the establishment of a technical and vocational education and training program to equip children to transition to the world of work, provision of additional assessment support for students across the region, and the training opportunities for parents and caregivers to improve access to support networks to enhance the level of care for their children. MP to secure social housing unit for teenage burn victim. Member of Parliament for Western Westmoreland, Morland Wilson, says plans are on to provide a house for 13-year-old burned victim Adriana Leng and her father Adrian under the government's new social housing program, a component of the Housing Opportunity Production and Employment Program. Wilson says the construction was delayed to obtain permission from the owner of the land on which the house is to be built. The house will be a concrete structure and cannot be moved once built, so we need to be sure about building on the existing site. That is what is holding up the construction, he said. He said that during the discussions, Adriana's father had indicated his preference to have the house constructed at the existing location, despite the suggestions of another location in St. Elizabeth. We are in the process of sorting out all of this so construction of the house can begin, said Wilson. The government's NSHP initiative was conceptualized to improve the living conditions of Jamaica's most vulnerable citizens by providing quality, affordable, and sustainable housing. Among the other considerations for selection is for persons with severe health issues. All 63 members of Parliament are allowed to submit the names of 5 persons in their respective constituencies for support under the program. Wilson says the recommendation is for, at minimum, a 2-bedroom unit, but this could be increased subject to further assessment of the Leng's circumstances by personnel from the Prime Minister's office. He said the Lengs are among 24 people who have been victims of fire in the constituency, and all have been recommended for housing under the HOPE program. The group includes 18 children and 6 adults. We are looking to provide some 30 housing units across the constituency to people who have been affected by fire and other factors, Wilson told the news. The teenager suffered life-threatening burns when her father's Westmoreland house caught fire and burnt to the ground. She survived, but her 3 siblings, 9-year-old Adriano and 7-year-old twins Jordan and Jaden, perished in the blaze. Stephen Joseph, project manager of the San Myrna Foundation, which has played a major role in getting help for Adriana, told the news that so far she has undergone 18 operations and is now at the Shriners Children's Hospital in Boston. She is ahead of schedule in her recovery and will be leaving the United States earlier than anticipated, he said. Leng, who is currently in the United States with his daughter, told the news that Adriana is now being fitted with a prosthetic leg, and all things being fine, she should be traveling back to Jamaica this month. Initial concerns were that she and her father faced the prospect of homelessness. The news understands that Leng had been staying with relatives in Jamaica since the house fire. When Adriana returns, she will have nowhere to live, he told the news in a telephone interview from Boston earlier this week. But Wilson said while the unit would not be ready before their return, they would have a home. I have been in constant contact with the family, and I'm doing what needs to be done to get housing for them. Adriana was first taken to the University Hospital of the West Indies Intensive Care Unit, suffering from third-degree burns. Some US $40,000 was raised to transfer her to the United States for further treatment. She was treated at the Joseph M. Silburn Center in Atlanta, Georgia, where her care was overseen by lead doctor Saeed Hassan. She was then transferred to Shriners Children's Hospital for rehabilitation. Both Leng and Joseph, in the telephone interview with the news, appealed to the Jamaican public for assistance for Adriana. Contributions can be made to either the San Myrna Foundation or NCB bank account number 64375-622. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.